So how has technology evolved throughout the pandemic to support better communication over video?
That's a big question, right? I think many of us have seen the explosion of a lot of AI-based technologies that are leveraging this, kind of two-dimensional video-based channel of communication to provide more insights, right? And a lot of those insights are actually coming out with a focus on what's being said, right? So we have lots of transcription. We're seeing NLP being leveraged in most Zoom calls, particularly for sales teams, right? And a lot of that's very helpful because we're not going to have an NLP, or we're not necessarily going to have an NLP assistant with us in our in-person meetings. So in a sense, with that kind of technology, video meetings become really interesting opportunities to gather more insights on an event. The technology, of course, that we're most interested in is the AI that we're using that focuses on computer vision, right? So really looking at some of the nonverbal cues that are happening within a video space. And that's been, a very fascinating evolution of technology, right? Even from an open source perspective, there are some really sophisticated models that we can leverage to provide coaching, to provide feedback, to provide encouragement, right? And whether you're focusing on yourself or on everyone in a call, there's a lot of really interesting dynamics that can be brought to the fore, right? Brought to life. So in my opinion, it's the tip of the iceberg, right? I think there's a huge amount of potential in this area. We'll want to continue to use it in such a way where everyone's benefiting from it and making this feel a little more human and impactful.
I also think that the pandemic has helped nonverbal communication in person too, because the lack of it has brought to the forefront how important it is. And people now are actually starting to realize, I only have a very limited amount of space to assess. I usually take in a lot more information. And now people are very aware of the importance of nonverbal communication. And as we spoke about in earlier questions, because we can see ourselves, we are now more aware than ever of our own behavior. And people are starting to realize that they don't present themselves maybe as well as they would like to, or they should do. And I think that is a really, really positive thing. And because of the development of technology now, and because it is something that is so in our faces, and we can't escape it. If we can't get into the office, the only opportunity we have to connect is virtual. Because of this, so many resources and so much time has been dedicated to putting AI into virtual interactions now and seeing how we can utilize nonverbals this way. And I think there is such a flourishing future of nonverbals virtually to come. And I'm really excited about the tech that we're starting to see develop, particularly with Virtual Sapiens, and for what is to come for the nonverbal communication perspective online.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to hear you say that too, Abby, considering your depth of knowledge in this field, that you see a real potential. So definitely on the same page there.